The exam clock is ticking. You flip to Section B and face an 8-mark essay question. It feels subjective, as though you need to write a sprawling narrative to impress the examiner. But look closely at the prompt itself. This is the precise phrasing Cambridge uses for every Section B and C Part A question in the AS and A-level economics exam. Because the phrasing never changes, the grading rubric remains identical every single time. You don't need a massive essay. You need the 3-block structure, a universal framework that hits every assessment objective and earns full marks, regardless of the specific topic. Grab a pen and a blank piece of paper. We are going to map out exactly how to build this response step by step. Understanding this metastructure turns a stressful essay into a predictable mathematical formula. Step 1 is Block 1. This targets Assessment Objective 1, knowledge, and it accounts for your first 3 marks. Your only job here is to write a single, precise textbook sentence defining the primary term requested in the prompt. This graph is your visual evidence. Draw axes, plot curves, and label the equilibrium. If asked for 2 concepts, like consumer and producer surplus, group them on one diagram. The rubric reserves a mark for showing both together. A common mistake here is writing massive paragraphs for the definition. Don't do that. Let the graph do the heavy lifting. Examiners reward accuracy over length. One clean sentence and one perfectly labeled visual prove your comprehension and lock in those first 3 marks. Step 2 is Block 2. This targets Assessment Objective 2, analysis, which awards the next 3 marks. The prompt's second half introduces a market shift. This diagram illustrates that active shift, like supply moving left, marking the new equilibrium. Write a brief narrative tracing the path from waypoint 1 through the shift at waypoint 2 to the final state at waypoint 3. These sentences must explain the causal mechanism. Detail exactly why the economic forces pushed the curve from its original position to its new one. Simply stating that a line moved earns 0 points. You have to explain the underlying logic driving that movement. Also, resist the urge to re-explain your Block 1 definitions. The examiner has already marked them. Move straight into the analysis. Linking a clear visual shift to a logical mechanism proves analytical ability, bringing your total to 6 out of 8. Step 3 is Block 3. This targets Assessment Objective 3, evaluation, for the final 2 marks. To get these, you must write a concluding sentence that directly answers the extent to which portion of the original question. This requires naming a specific qualifying factor. Usually, this is an elasticity, like price elasticity of demand, or a condition like only in the short run. Use this exact phrasing for your conclusion. Therefore, X will usually happen, but the extent depends on. Then insert your specific qualifying factor. Never write, it depends on many factors. Generic phrases show a lack of critical judgment and result in 0 evaluation marks. Naming a precise limiting condition proves you understand the boundaries of economic theory, securing the final 2 marks for a perfect score. This graphic is your complete mental checklist. Block 1 is your definition and diagram. Block 2 is your shift diagram and explained mechanism. Block 3 is your named factor and final judgment. If you can point to the specific sentence in your answer that fulfills each of these 3 jobs, your structure is correct. Pull up a past paper question right now, set a timer for 12 minutes, and apply this exact blueprint to your answer. Memorizing this structural scaffolding removes the ambiguity of the exam. You build the framework, insert the facts, and collect a perfect 8 out of 8.